Welcome to another episode of Dig Deep with Audie and Coach B.
What's up? I'm Coach B.
I'm Audie.
Welcome to our new location. We are in the 50th floor of the Empire State Building. Am I right, Ed? This is an upgrade for us.
Yeah, you can see my long, beautiful hair.
And my no hair.
Yeah, you're wearing a hat.
I know we got plans for the office too. Look at that. Wow, it's so fancy. I can't even tell. It's been, what, almost a month?
Yeah, I think it's been about a month now since we've last recorded.
Yeah, it has been. And I think today we were going to talk about your training, how life's been, maybe some energy stuff, some spiritual stuff. Why are you smiling like that?
I don't know.
You're looking at me like I'm a weirdo.
No.
These chairs are super comfy too, by the way, Ed. I'm like rocking back and forth.
New chairs, I could probably fall asleep right now.
I know. A little tired, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
We're here for you guys. So subscribe to us and follow us. So let's talk about your racing. You got a race next week.
Oh gosh, it's already next week. Damn, that like flew by.
Yeah, we didn't really document as much as we wanted to.
Well, with the video, I'm still trying to... I can't really run and record, because the last time I was recording, I almost ate shit on the trail. So little by little, learning how to do that. But my training's been good, I would say. I think last week I kind of had a meltdown about just where I'm at training, and then I realized, I'm being too hard on myself. And so when we went out to... was it Malibu, Sycamore Canyon?
Yeah, over the weekend. Yeah,
over the weekend, I really connected and meditated, and it's just this feeling, I talk about it on a post, of feeling oneness.
Feeling what?
Oneness.
Oh, oneness. They say oneness.
No, like a feeling of oneness.
I was like so confused for a second.
Oh, sorry. But like I'm just trying to think about that moment, because I want to go back to it. It's been such a long time since I meditated, and really when I meditated by the ocean, I just felt at peace, and I just felt this blissful feeling, and I just didn't want it to end until you interrupted. No, I'm just kidding. But you were calling me to go back down and run, but I just felt, when I was meditating at that bench.
That was last Friday.
Yeah, it was last Friday.
I was so confused. I was thinking on the day of our run, our Saturday run.
Oh, well, if I did that, I think people would be like, what the hell, where did she go? She's just over there chilling, meditating.
Maybe.
But, I mean, if someone wants to meditate, I'm always down to meditate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just life, you know. We get to that stage where sometimes we compare what we've done in the past to what we are doing now, and that can definitely play, that's like the whole devil's advocate, like, that can be a good thing, bad thing kind of vibe. So I think in general, when you look at how well you trained like, when it comes to like racing, it comes to training, I mean, you're not just training for like 4 months. I mean, like in reality, you've been training for so long, but it came to the stage where you started to put more emphasis on what the race was going to be about. You started doing a little more climbing than normal. We hit the trails more than normal. So I think when you look at that aspect of everything, I think it becomes you become more aware of like who you are as a person, what you're really trying to achieve. So like even for me, you've even told me, hey, race the race and don't worry about running with me. But, I'm still in that up in air with what is the bigger goal. You asked me to run with you, but you also know that I should be doing something to my highest potential of running up a mountain, as fast as I can, right? So, like, at the end of the day, we make that choice, we make that option.
What I just told you intuitively, I picked up that it'd be good for you just to go race it. I think I was using you to run with me as a comfort tool, and in my training and the more confident I gained in myself, with all my training.
But also you put out
Yeah.
there to the universe about what you wanted, the people you wanted, things like that. So like
Yeah.
now you found like your kind of tribe, and now we have more people that are spiritual, like following us and
Making friends, yeah.
And that one girl asked to get coffee with you, and she's new to running, so like that kind of built more confidence in you. And that's also a good thing, like you're starting to meet people that
And I'm not being so introverted.
I'm so introverted.
Well, yeah. I'm still...
Nothing beats you or
if you see
Justin.
me out, yeah, that's true. He's a little bit more introverted
Yeah, well,
than me.
You guys are.
Yeah, but if we put an animal in front of us, it's like a different story.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of interesting because the training has changed. I mean, I've changed within my training too. I'm starting to realize a lot of things of what I want to accomplish and what I want to do. And I'm doing things on my own right now, currently. And this is where I get to figure out my own growth and like what I want to achieve as a coach, as a runner. I'm getting healthier, getting stronger, and like really putting myself out there more and taking care of myself at the end of the day.
Well, I think you should talk about, if you want to talk about any of your health that you've been going through lately.
Yeah, I mean, weeks and weeks ago, I had like a heart. It was a heart issue, but it wasn't anything where I was going to die from. It was just more like my body was overtrained to the extent where I was pushing and pushing and pushing and not taking the necessary steps of recovery,
You
sleeping.
were overworked too.
I was overworked. I was not taking care of myself in an aspect, like I was just pushing. And I think my body finally caught up after so many months. Because, I mean, in reality, I was pushing, this entire year up to now to get ready for that 50K. And then having to do a tour of LA, working, 5 days a week, having my own business, and then being part of SoCal Trail, putting on the races and all that kind of stuff. I think my body just finally caught up and said, nope, you're done. And so that was, 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks ago now. I'm a lot better. I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there each and every day, overcoming that stuff. But at the end of the day, I create my own reality, and I'm trying to see myself in a way where I can heal everything faster. I can do all this on my own. I mean, not on my own exactly, but just like really looking into the bigger picture of like what I wanted to accomplish. And so I think from that it kind of triggered me looking at my training from a standpoint of let me do things on my own without a coach.
Well, I think you're just also taking better care of yourself, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. Like, I've seen a huge shift in you, and it's good to see that you're finally having that realization that you're on the grind too much.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Which is, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being on the grind, but also, not because I'm your wife, but I was just seeing you, it's like almost robotic. And I would tell you it's okay if you need to take a rest day, not a big deal. No, I'm fine, I could do this. I'm going to go run 10 miles. And I knew that just seeing you, I could tell by your eyes and just how you were, it's like he is tired and he's going to have to one day have that realization on his own that he's overworking himself.
Yeah. But there's also like a component where I knew that, but I pushed through because that's what I've always done in life. I've always pushed through those hard moments where I guess you don't really think about anything else other than getting the job done. I don't know if that's like a military way of thinking about things, because I mean at some point they push through that mental aspect to get things done. And I think having a military background in my family and just having friends and talking to a lot of people like that, it kind of changed my perspective of like, gotta get the job done, instead of like it's okay to not finish the job You know, like in retrospect, like one run miss is not going to change the world, right? But and change my training and all that kind of stuff. I mean, but like, I mean, yeah, it was kind of like God was like, boom, in the head again, you know. And so now I'm taking a look at things from a bigger picture, right? Which is something I needed. I mean, like like when we were talking about the other day was like, you know, energy and how much of our own energy do we give out, how much do we receive, right? And so in my lifetime, not just now, but in my lifetime, I've given more energy out to people than received, right? So I'm the one that's always driving. I'm the one who's always there to help you out in any situation. I'm the one who's always trying to please everyone, make sure everyone's happy and make sure everyone's okay. You know, even in the run group, I'm always running back and forth, right? Making sure everyone's okay. That's just who I am.
That's just your personality,
as a person. But separate from that, I've always been that person that always wants to make sure everyone is in a good place, you know, because as an entrepreneur and a business person, you never want to have a bad rep. You know, that's how I saw it as. I never want to have a bad rep and have people be like, oh, yeah, his club sucks. I don't like the runner. I don't like this. I think he's a weirdo. You know, he bugs, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So you start to create these little stories in your head.
Yeah.
And so I've always had that people-pleasing aspect. And it's been like that since I could remember, like...
Yeah, you've always... I mean, I'm the same personality with, like, the whole people-pleasing aspect. But now I'm just really fed up with... I'm giving too much of my energy out and I'm not receiving enough. And this is like within relationships, like family and friends or work or acquaintances. Like any relationship, it has to be 50-50. Mm-hmm. And if you're giving too much, or let's say you're receiving too much, that's gonna throw a wrench in your energy. It's not good. It's really bad. So when we were on our therapy Sunday bike ride, that's what we were talking about. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I was just telling you, I think you just have to step back, and now it's okay to say no or not put so much damn effort into everything.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's good to have efforts, but I meant to say, like, to people or situations that are not giving you that energy back.
Yeah.
And it gets exhausting, too, with, like, people that drain your energy as well. I think they're...
Take advantage of you.
Yeah, take advantage of you. And just... Right now, I'm at the stage now where I'm saying no more often because I'm tired of always having to be the one reaching out to someone, or that person taking advantage of me, or just giving too much of my time and my energy. So enough is enough. And if you get mad, well, I don't give a fucking damn.
No, I
mean, tough shit. I mean, not trying to be mean, but it's true. And I'm noticing some people that I'm like, nope, not giving in. I could tell that they're getting combative, or they don't know what to say. And I'm standing my ground.
Well, you're just protecting your energy field.
Yeah.
That's what I had a conversation with one of my clients, Dre. What up, Dre, if you listen to this. And we had a whole conversation about stuff like this. And I told him, in general, you got to protect your energy field. I said, you got to protect, yourself from the negative energy and the other stresses in life, because when that stuff hits your energy field, it's going to disrupt everything. And he was like, oh shit. And I said, yeah, I mean, like, I've been there. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to feel not in your realm. I understand, like, you feel like you're in another place, and it's hard to talk about it because you kind of have to experience it. But when you're in that other reality, it's very difficult to, like, get yourself out of that unless, like, you're able to pull yourself out and be like, no, this is not it. Like, I'm not a victim of this. I'm not that, whatever it may be. And I don't need to. It's like when I had my session with Nick told me, You know, you got to detox from a lot of things. You know, your chakras are being tapped a little too much. It's shifting all this other stuff, and it's moving things in different positions. And then when he corrected some stuff, I can definitely feel like the heart was like back to a place where, I mean,
Your
I was
heart
able
chakra, yeah.
I was able to run more and not feel as dizzy, loopy, I guess, in some sense.
Well, that's what they call, for people that don't know what this is, but vampire energy drainers. So those are people that not all the time people know that they're like this, but you tend to drain other people. And a lot of times when someone is like that, they're always negative. They play the victim. Every time you talk to them, it's like, oh, how are you doing? And they'll say, oh, well, this, and this. And it's like they constantly want attention, or they just will take from you. And a lot of times when people, I know plenty of people like this, like, oh, how you been? And they have the same problem after the third time. It's like, dang, you're still fixated on that? I know I could be fixated on a problem for a little bit, but I won't constantly talk about it. So people that are like that now, I'm just saying, okay, you either need to go see a therapist or try to figure out what's going on with you, because this is kind of, you've been dealing with this for months and it's draining me. I can't.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just have to cut ties with certain things in life, and if that's one part of it, right, then I guess at the end, you know, when you think about the bigger picture of everything, you know, like, you got to take care of yourself. I mean, I told Dre, I said, when you don't take care of yourself, how are you supposed to take care of everyone else?
Yeah.
Right? And so if I'm not taking care of myself, how am I supposed to take care of everyone else and all the athletes I train, all the people I help out with SoCal Trail, like family, friends, whatever it may be. You know, at the end of the day, I can't show up for them if I don't show up for myself.
It's true. If you can't, if you're not loving and caring, compassionate towards yourself, how are you supposed to be that way towards somebody else? And that's what I've told you in certain situations with people that have been draining towards you, because I could see how they are towards themselves, and I would think, man, no wonder this person is like that with you, because I see how they are to themselves, and that's really sad that you have to live your life like that. But at the same time, what does being a victim do to you? Like, how is it serving you? You have to ask yourself, do you like waking up feeling like that?
Well, it's comfort for a lot of people.
It's comfort.
So you got to understand that. Like,
no, I understand that to
from
a
that
certain
perspective.
Point.
Yeah, but from that perspective,
we could agree to disagree.
From that perspective, when you look at it from a bigger picture, people have a hard time getting out of that safe space. Just like us, like, we deal with anxiety too, and we deal with other things. It's like what Audrey said. It's like what you do with it, you know. And so when you think about someone that wakes up if someone wakes up every day feeling the same way, then yes, there's an aspect where they have to figure out what's causing them to feel like that. You know what I mean? But then it's also a thing where they have to recognize that they are like that, right? Because I had to recognize that in 2018. And even heading to 2019, that I was playing this whole victim of everything that happened in my life in a negative way, and I wanted that sympathy for people, and it was comfort to be in a home, in a bed, watching Netflix all day and not doing anything, right? So, like, someone that's dealing with that, you know, they themselves have to figure out what the trigger is for them and how they can disrupt that trigger by saying something more positive instead of negative. All those people tend to say negative stuff because that's what they're used to. If someone every day says you're ugly, you're going to start to feel like you are ugly, even though you could be a pretty person, but they decide just because they're being a jackass, you're going to definitely take that energy and feel like, man, I am ugly, and you're never going to see yourself in a beautiful way until you recognize yourself like, that's bullshit, that's not me anymore. And I think a lot of society today they need to recognize that kind of stuff, because a lot of people are giving out way too much energy and not receiving anything back, and or if they are putting something out there and what they are receiving, it could be negative, right? It could be just like posting something on social media, and all of a sudden everyone hates you and doesn't like you anymore for what you posted, and they want to hurt you and they want to disrupt your business because of one post, right? And I think nowadays people need to just not let that affect them anymore. Like if someone says you're an idiot, you're stupid, tells you comments. If someone said something to me, it would hurt me at first, but then I have to like take a step back and be like, hey, that's not me anymore.
Well, it's like what Matt Kahn said. That somebody went up to him and said, fuck you, and he said, thank you.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, I don't know. I think if somebody told me that, I'd be thrown off.
I mean, like, a lot of people have said a lot of stupid stuff to me, and a lot of people have said things to me which I don't agree with, but, you know, at the end of the day, I just don't let it affect me, because, I mean, what's the purpose of it? Like, everyone knows who I am as a person, so, like, why am I going to let one negative person, and if people knew who I really was, and saw me in this reality that I want to project myself, would they agree with me or disagree with me? It might be half and half, but at the end of the day, they're still supporting me and still being there for me. So, like, you know, there's people that can really take that and be like, yeah, he's a good guy, even though his belief system's stupid in their eyes, but, you know, they're going to support me. And then, or it could be another thing where this guy's a fucking idiot and I don't want to talk to him ever again. Right? And if there's people like that out there, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm sorry that someone hurts you for you to feel that way. So then now you can hurt someone else because you feel that way. Like, it's just a circle.
Yeah, it's like, a circle.
It's a circle of just danger. Like, you're really causing more danger in your own life and someone else's life because of what's happening in your life or what's happening in the world. The fact that you get triggered by all these different people, regardless of politics, regardless of religion, regardless of what you eat, all this stuff, you know, people just need to, like, literally mind their own business. If this person wants to eat McDonald's every fucking day, let them eat McDonald's every fucking day, right? But someone always has to trigger something and then make it known that you're eating McDonald's every day, which triggers something in you. But, like, shit, man, I eat McDonald's every other day, it seemed like, as a kid, you know? I mean, it's much different now. But,
I haven't ate McDonald's,
you know what I mean? Like,
God, who knows how many
but
years.
that's just the way it is now, and it's sad. Like, it really is sad. So, like, I think some people are even scared to even give out any type of energy. That's why people say, like, that's why, like, the social, like, anxiety aspect is some people just don't want to be around that because it's chaos to them.
Well, there's just, like, a lot, but what I was saying, there's people that are just, in general, just toxic human beings. And, yes, they had whatever upbringing it was, but when you don't do something about it and you continue to be just unhinged and vile, and it's very obvious when, like, read the room, and it's obvious when people are signs. What, I'm serious, there's people that are around, that I've been around, and someone's crazy, and really you don't notice that everyone gets quiet or someone walks away.
We've been in situations like that,
so it's
left
just,
and right.
Yeah, but it's just interesting to me that people don't realize that.
Well, sometimes it takes, like, it took me to overtrain to look at the bigger picture.
True.
And it's going to take people, you know, a lot more lessons to be able to, you know, like, how many lessons did it take for you, Ed, to figure out stuff in life, right? You know? He's just saying a handful. He's saying infinity, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, when you look at, like, the bigger picture, maybe God's saying you have to get hit in the head 20 times for you to realize shit, right? Like, how many times is something going to happen over and over again for you to realize that's not the best route to go to? I need to make a left, not a right anymore, right?
I mean, it's taken me a while with my freaking perfectionist ass trying to finally realize it's okay to not be a perfectionist.
Yeah. I mean, look, you didn't cry in this video, so I mean, that's a win right there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't cry.
So when I think about, like, energy and how to protect your energy, it's just being more mindful around, like, Nick makes a spray for me, so I sit there and I spray the hell out of myself in the mornings. And
aura spray.
And, you know, I call on Jesus and God to be with me each and every day. it's my belief system. I'm not judging you if you don't believe in that. I hope you don't judge me based on that because I'm a great person. People know that.
I don't care what people believe in. I mean,
I know
their
that.
beliefs are but I'm just saying, that's.
But just the way like society is now, like for you to speak anything Christian based can give you a negative context, right? Because like now everyone just says, oh, that's too much. So everyone goes to the spiritual realm of like, well, I believe in this, I have Buddha, I got this and that, and blah, blah, blah.
But there's a lot of people that spiritual bypass.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want to be in the subject of this guy is like this hardcore person. Like I have a lot of faith in myself, and I have my own belief system. I grew up this way, and I'm just finally, intertwining all that and other aspects of spirituality. But in the end, like, that's what I do every morning. I protect myself. I pray the rosary. That gives me some type of energy that just makes me feel at peace. I mean, sometimes I don't even pray on it. I just keep it on me and just let that absorb me. But
I was like that at one point, I think a few years ago, where I was questioning my faith, where I kind of was leaning more towards the atheist side, until something happened to me and I realized that God is around, and I would cringe at it. Took me a while, even when I was in therapy, that there was something about the word God that made me cringe inside.
Yeah.
And so I could relate to people that even feel that way, because at one point in my life I was like that.
Well, before we used to like, so like when you think about compassion, right? We weren't compassion towards others. We were just kind of like, man, you guys are on crack. You know what I mean? But now we're like, if we meet people like that, we pray for them instead. And we say that all the time.
Yeah.
And for those people out there, that I've had conversations with and stuff like that, I've always had a prayer for you, for the most part. Like after that, like I pray for everyone. Like I pray for everyone to have, to be healthy. I pray for everyone to have success in their life, to have wealth, to have abundance. I pray for everyone listening to this right now that they find that fulfillment in their life that's going to help them achieve what they want to achieve. You know what I mean? Some people just want a family. Some people want to be millionaires. Some people just want to finish a 5K, 10K. Some people just want to live a happy life with like off grid, you know what I mean? With no Wi-Fi, none of that stuff. But like at the end of the day, we've learned how to change our anger to be more sympathetic towards other people and have more sympathy towards them, and really like look at the bigger picture of like, why am I being a jackass because of what they believe in? I'll just pray for them and just keep doing it regardless if they believe it or not. I pray for everyone. I pray for the whole club, for God's sake.
Well, the power of prayer. I even have people that it's pretty cool to me that when some of my friends that are Christian, they will text me or message me on Instagram and ask me to pray for them. And it's really nice to see that they're accepting of my different beliefs from them, because there are some people out there, even though we're very open, there's some people that are very judgy. And even if you're spiritual, Catholic, Christian, atheist, or whatever, I just think that it's no one's place to be judging other people based on what they believe in. I have people, if you want to believe in worshiping a rock, that's your business. Yeah. It's not my... I'm just over-exaggerating, but what was that?
It's in the commandments.
But
I'll not judge.
No. And
we do it every day.
Yeah. And it's like, it's funny, a lot of my friends will like, oh my gosh, you probably think I'm crazy. No. That's on you, whatever you do. I'm not one person to make a judgment.
As long as you don't do any harm to me, I don't give a shit what you do.
Well, or harm to animals or somebody.
Well, just in that, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a whole aspect of like, if you were to get into like a political discussion about a lot of things, and people could say their own opinion about stuff, but at the end of the day, I sit there and I try not to be so judgmental with people, and be like, you know what, that's on you. Like, if you have a situation and you need to take care of it, that's on you. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, wow, you're an idiot. Like, I try to be more compassionate and be like, I hope that they find their way through that situation. right?
Yeah.
And so when I look at just the way things are, only thing you can really do is just pray and pray and pray and help them out, with prayer, because prayer does bring a new energy field, right? And it does help you like recollect your thoughts, and it does help you really center yourself, regardless if you're atheist or not. You know what I mean? If you're Christian, atheist, Buddhist, like just being in a space where you can just close your eyes, like that's prayer to me. Closing your eyes and just processing and thinking about what you want to achieve in life and what you're trying to gain out of life. A lot of us don't really think about that stuff. Like meditation's a form of prayer. You're meditating to get to this next field of energy, to feel enlightenment, right? That's why all these monks, they meditate for 8 hours, 20 hours, 24 hours. They do like no talking for like years or whatever,
I don't even know.
And so I think Ed knows, right, Ed? That's what they do. They do like, yeah. So like when you think about that stuff, like that's like a huge aspect of getting to know
it's whatever makes
oneself.
Whatever makes you happy. I think when I meditated by the ocean, because typically a lot of people think that meditation is just sitting still. It's not. It could be something that brings you this peaceful state of mind and comfort. I run and meditate a lot of times, and this time when I meditated, it was actually in silence and just breathing, and I've been doing a lot of breath work lately, so this just like feeling that came into me when I was feeling a little bit nervous and just being harsh on myself about my training. I felt...
Shoot, I mean, I know that feeling.
Yeah, so I just felt more at peace, and it's like, what am I being so hard on myself? I'm ready. I'm ready to do this race. I'm ready to do whatever in life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here and living day by day, just being more present.
That's always a bigger goal.
And that's what I felt in my meditation.
Supportive,
yeah.
Be happy. I think that's always the hardest thing when I look at life, is we look at too much of this stuff on here. You can see my phone. And we get so caught up with that stuff, but in reality, like, when life was so much simpler when you didn't have any of this stuff, but now we're so glued on it that it's absorbed in us. And so I think when you can detox yourself from that and detox yourself from everything else that is no longer serving you, it doesn't mean go out and start getting rid of friends, but it may start to have more like conversations with them about, how they've been acting. Why do you feel that they are this way? What can I do to support you, and vice versa. I think having that kind of conversation, like I talked to Donnie about a lot of things on Saturday, and it was good to have like an interaction with no judgment, no nothing. Our energy was really good, and we were just having like a bromance. I known Donnie since 25, going on 25 years, 24 years. So like, that's a long ass time. I've known Chris since I was like 5. And so that's 34 years of knowing Chris. So like, I've had these deep conversations, and I think that's why we decided to keep the name Dig Deep, because we're literally digging deep in every episode. And maybe you find this episode fascinating, maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to just scroll through everything and just watch us goof off and stuff like that, but
we have a serious side to us too.
But yeah, but I mean,
not serious, but
at the end of the day, it's what are we doing to get to the next level? What are we doing to protect ourselves?
Setting boundaries, that's another important thing that we've been doing.
Yeah, setting boundaries with who we are and what we want to accomplish.
Now, setting boundaries with
our
people
in
our environment. So that's been a key factor, and a magical word, no.
I'm a yes person.
Yeah.
I've always been a yes person. Whatever you need, yes,
I mean, it's okay to be like that with me, no.
No, yeah. I think in general, when you think about always saying yes, you got to get to the root of why you always say yes. Because I felt like I've always had to say yes because I never want anyone to tell me like anything or say anything negative about me, because I didn't want that judgment on them saying, oh, he always says no, he's never going to help out, you know. But maybe I just didn't want to help out that one day. But then I think about it like, oh man, they never hit me up again. Maybe I did something wrong. You know what I mean? Did I say something that could have triggered them to like, I don't want this person anymore? Like, you know, you think about stuff like that, and you think about friends and all that kind of stuff. But then those are just thoughts in your head, and that was like never the issue. But you create these stories in your head of
I know,
like
it's like
all this
things
stuff.
you make up, this crazy ass story that could probably be written into a book, and then it turns out that that person's not even mad. They're just, oh, okay. There's a couple boundaries I've been setting with people in my family. They don't hate me. I think at first they give me pushback, but then they're just easing off now. And there'll probably be other times that they'll give me pushback, but you just stand your ground.
That's all it is. I mean, you got to fight for what you truly desire. You got to fight for what you truly believe in. And I think if you can finally figure that out, I think you're going to be in a much better place overall. So anyone that's listening, you know, like literally protect yourself of all negative energy. Surround yourself to people that that bring you happiness, that bring you joy, right? That bring you love. Like, surround yourself around that, because that's the energy that you want. You want that vibration that's going to be up here and not down there,
well,
right?
like the power versus force chart, it's like the highest frequency is love. I need to print this chart next time so then people can see what I'm talking about.
But I don't even know if they can see that unless you're like up close.
I'll just go like that to the camera.
But like when you think about like, I think love was like 765 or something like that.
It's like a really high frequency.
And so that's like Christ consciousness energy, love energy, you know? And that's like what you need. So like if you are listening to this podcast, the takeaway is you do you protect yourself, you surround yourself to people. Don't let other forces bring you down. Don't overwork yourself. Like, really find the balance between everything, because that's when you're the strongest. You know, like your immune system's going to be stronger just because you're surrounding yourself next to positivity versus negativity, and then your immune system's going to be weaker when you're surrounding yourself.
Stress is always a silent killer. You
know, and I had a lot of that stress. I mean, like this, trying to juggle all these different jobs and things, and I mean, like in reality, I have 3 jobs, right? That's what it ended up being, and I guess I still do. But then balancing husband life, trying to balance out trips that we want to do, conversations with clients, you know, like I'm becoming more aware of like how to do things. And so now I'm in a place where like, okay, this is how it is.
You're getting in the flow. I totally saw a big shift in you.
Well, I mean, I think exiting the gym, you know, like as in 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week, gave me more opportunities to like refocus, and I can actually wake up and do what I got to do. Like tomorrow I got to wake up at 3:50, you know, in the morning.
I don't know how you wake up that early.
At the end of the day, you know, this is what I wanted to do, and you know, I have this client for a few more weeks, and so this is our schedule, and I'm looking forward to just being part of their journey, even though it was only for a few months. But God put me here for a few months to help them out for a few months. God put me here longer to help them out for a few months. But yeah, I mean, like, there's a purpose of everything. And so now I've figured out the balancing aspect of, okay, this is what I got to do right now. This is how I got to change my perspective. I got to meditate. We got to do breath work.
Yeah, all that's been key factors, and even we'll tie it back to training. I think when you have a better and more positive mindset, your training will be better. Because I've noticed that within myself. It took me, I can't even remember my weeks, I swear. I'm like confusing my days.
It took you a bit to process and to get there. I mean, think about it, like, I just dealt with like a health issue, overcoming that health issue, and slowly introducing intervals again more often, right? Did 2 last week, and I felt pretty good. I felt pretty strong. My heart was pumping. Larry was like, your heart's very good. You still got this dizziness because you have some stuff going on with the ear, allergies, whatever. So I said, okay. So we got somewhat to the root of the cause, right? And so, but now it's like just being aware of certain things and know that I have the ability myself to get me to where I need to be at for my next race. My next 2 races, 3 races.
I know you'll do good. I just always, when you're going through all that health stuff, I was worried, but not that worried, because it's just this knowing that I knew you'd be fine.
I mean, I know it would be fine. I just didn't want it to last 3 months like last year, where I had an ear thing going on, and then
I know.
And then it was like it disrupted my training, so then I started thinking about that, and then blah, blah, and I became a victim of everything. And everything I'm telling you now, it was just a shit show for me. But now I realize, okay, there's more to it. I know what can cause it. I got to push through and have more faith, and then just keep doing what I got to do. But at the end of the day, I know where I need to push on, where I need to back off at, and I was happy to hit my 50-mile week goal again. You know,
one day that will be me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a grind. Even thinking about it, you know, like just long weekends, hours and hours of training, and it felt good to get back into that, because it's been since like beginning of August that I hit that target. And so now with a big race coming up in 3 months, I mean, in reality, I mean, I got a 30-mile, but like this is double that with like crazy amount of climbing. So to me, I'm really focused on that just because I want to finish that. That's the ultimate goal. But yeah, I mean, training's going to be training. You just got to keep pushing through. I mean, we don't just train for running, we train for life, because really it brings mental toughness. Before we got here, I did a quick little workout, 15, 20-minute workout, and I said, you know what, that's better to do that than to do nothing at all.
Oh, is that what you were doing in the garage?
Yeah, I was working out.
I just heard shh.
I was
like, what is he doing?
I was getting my muscle building skills there, but I feel better, I feel great, and so I think if I can maintain that vibe and really get after it still and have that inner Goggins come out of myself and really like hone in on those demons and don't let those demons take over my body, then yes, I will be in a good place.
You are in a good place. What are you talking about?
I'm in a great place.
You are.
We're going to eat some tacos after this. I mean, it's going to be good.
Well, you'll eat some tacos.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll eat some tacos. But yeah, I mean, look, we rambled on a little bit. We kind of talked a little bit about training. I think this podcast episode was going to be mostly based on energy stuff, because I know that's what Adi wanted to do. But, with all this rambling, I hope you got like some type of positive message out of it, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoy our new space on the 50th floor of the Empire State Building. We got CIA all around us right now watching over us.
What?
That's a joke, babe.
I know.
Anyway, thank you again for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for not judging us on our weirdness that we have. I hope you enjoy our presence by listening to us, watching us, being around us, running with us, whatever it may be. We appreciate you all, and I hope that you guys have a great night, day, morning, whatever it may be. This is 7 o'clock. Oh, yeah, 7:42 in the evening for us. So, whatever time this may be, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you again. I guess that's it, right?
Yeah, I'll let you do all the talking today.
All right.
It's all about you today.
There you go. Zip. Zip. There you go.
Last episodes, I think I talked. No, your turn.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, and have a great day.
See you later.
Peace.
Sweet up so tight.